So, do you think NIO can surpass Tesla? Well, they just released their earnings report for Q4, and we're going to take a look at their financials to see how they're doing. Now, before we get into that, let me give you a quick background on what NIO does. So, in short, they are an electric car company that is located in China. They are one of the top EV car companies right now, and they plan on dominating the space. Now, their Chinese name, We Lai, means blue sky coming, and this reflects their vision and commitment to a more environmentally friendly future, hence the focus on electric vehicles. Now, some history regarding NIO. They launched their EV, the ES8, to the public on their NIO Day events, which was back in December 16th of 2017. Now, a few months later, they began making deliveries by June of 28th for 2018. Fast forward to 2020, we can take a look at their financials and see how much progress they have made. So for the full year of 2020, they state that their vehicle sales were approximately 2.3 billion, which represents an increase of 106.1% from the previous year. Their total revenues were about 2.5 billion for 2020, which represents an increase of 107.8% from the previous year. Now, unfortunately, this is not all profit. They have net losses of 812.9 million for 2020, and this represents a decrease of 53% from the previous year. Now, let's take a look at vehicle deliveries. They state that they've delivered 7,225 vehicles in January of 2021, and this is for the ES8, ES6, and EC6 models. And for February, they delivered 5,578 vehicles, which is a slight decrease, but there's plenty of time left to increase that amount. Now let's compare these numbers with Tesla. How does NIO match up? And before we continue, I just want to share how you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. And all you need to do is go to the first link in the description below. Click on that, sign up for an account, and as long as you deposit $100 minimum or more, you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. And now let's get back to the video. So the easiest way to compare the two is currently we have Tesla's stock price. Right now, $718.43 at the time of this video, and the market cap is at $689 billion. So obviously this price can fluctuate depending on when you're watching this, but for a base measure, let's just use these numbers right here. Now looking at NIO stock price, it is significantly lower at $49.76 with the market cap at $78 billion. Now, if you were to multiply this out and let's say hypothetically NIO were to reach the same market cap as Tesla, you're looking at closer to a 9x multiple, and that stock price would essentially reach potentially $450. Now, is that possible for NIO to hit? Well, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see if that even happens. Now, let's look at NIO's deliveries. So here we have 2020 and 2019. So just look really quick through 2019. We started off with pretty much close to 4,000 for Q1, 3.5K in Q2, 4.7, and then we have 8.2 for pretty much the Q1 through Q4 for 2019. Now let's take a look at the 2020 numbers. Q1, we are actually slightly lower than last year. Q2, they started to increase and essentially 2.5x. And then Q3, we can see 12K. And then Q4, they increased it a lot more with 17,000 plus deliveries. Now, in total, if you were to add up the 2020 total number of deliveries, that would equate to essentially 43,728 vehicles. Now, if we were to compare this to Tesla, it is not even close. We have Q4 for Tesla of 2020. They did a whopping 180,000 vehicle deliveries, and that's just only for Q4. This doesn't even include the entire year. So if you want to take a look at their actual entire year, we can see here for 2020, they delivered close to 500,000 vehicles. So if NIO wants to surpass Tesla, they definitely need to build some more factories, increase their production, and pretty much catch up, or else they're going to be left behind. Tesla's multiple years ahead, so NIO definitely has to step up their production if they want to actually reach the same level that Tesla's currently on. Now, a key difference with NIO versus Tesla is that NIO actually has this battery as a service, which essentially is short for BaaS, and they pretty much offer charging and swapping of their batteries for their EV owners. So this is a much different business model versus Tesla. Tesla actually tried to do something similar, but it wasn't the most viable option for at least United States. But essentially, you can actually buy a NIO car without a battery and then enjoy more than $10,000 off your NIO model, basically just by not having a battery. So again, this is one of the key factors that's different with NIO versus Tesla. But this is something that's in China that works very well with their structure and how people live. But for America, it's not the most viable thing. So once NIO starts expanding to other countries with different lifestyles, it's going to be interesting to see how they design their vehicles to fit the needs of those customers. So all this information about the companies is cool and all, but in reality, which company would have given you the biggest returns if you would have got in at the very bottom? So let's take a look at NIO Stock first. So here I have the chart pulled up, and let's just measure the difference. So let's go all the way here at the bottom, and this is around the $1 plus mark, and let's just increase this to the all-time highs. And just hypothetically, if you would have got in at the very bottom and sold at the very top, you would have potentially seen a 5,000+% increase in your investments, which would have been absolutely insane. Now let's compare this to Tesla. So let's go over here and let me search up Tesla. Now looking at Tesla's chart, it looks quite similar, but the difference is the pricing. So let's just go ahead and click on the measuring tool here, and we're gonna stick with these similar time frames. We're not gonna go back too far, but let's just go down below around this price point. So let's say this is about $36 or so, and then we can click it and then go to the all-time highs up here, and then we can see that it's around 2,200+% give or take. Now, comparing that to NIO, you can see that NIO is pretty much double the ROI on your investment, assuming you would have got in early and sold at the top. But at the end of the day, the company that lasts the longest and continues to generate income so that the investors will get a return will be the real winners. So regardless if that's Tesla or NIO or even both companies, we'll just have to wait and see what happens as the future pans out. So now that you've seen all this info, do you think William Li, the CEO of NIO, can surpass Elon Musk's company Tesla? Well, in my opinion, I think there's a bright future for both NIO and Tesla in the EV car space. It's definitely good to see other big players contributing to the electric vehicle markets and slowly decreasing the amount of gasoline cars being driven. If NIO can increase their amount of cars delivered and match or even surpass Tesla, then that would be an incredible feat. At the current time, I don't see that happening, but who knows what they'll be able to accomplish in the next few years. And aside from that, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down your thoughts regarding NIO and Tesla, and I will see you in the next video.